We will get started with Lawrence Murray of The Athletic.
Good evening, Mark. How's everything?
Things are well, Lawrence. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I know you worked with the Oklahoma City Blue, and it's obviously a little different than being with the Thunder every day. But did you get a chance to work with Paul George? What were your impressions with him while he was in the organization with you? And what have you observed about him while he's been with the Clippers?
Well, I was around the team like in training camp and in the playoffs and sporadically throughout the year. So I was able to, I know him very little, but I was able to, see him go to work every day. What stands out is just his ability to impact the game, really anywhere you put him, on ball defensively, off ball defensively, on ball offensively, off ball offensively, just the versatility that he brings to the table. He can enhance any team, obviously, and he can play with any players, and so it's not surprising that he's, been as good for this team as he's been, and his ability to just kind of function around other great players like himself. That's what he did here. That's what he's doing there. It's what he'll do for his entire career.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman.
Yeah, Mark, Lou is, still shooting mid-40s, 44%, I think, from three. And, Ty Lue in his pregame said that, that's something that they have to monitor in the scouting report. And that's maybe something we wouldn't have heard last year in his rookie season. Just in regards to his three-point shooting improvement, is it reps? Is it anything technical-wise that has changed? Is it just confidence? Like, what have you seen that has gone into his, shot going in and just at a much higher rate than it did last year?
You probably have to ask him in terms of what he would attribute it to. What I've observed is, he's a really consistent worker all the way around his game. The maturity and the professionalism that he has and that he had when he walked in the door is off the charts. And, I would imagine he applies that to his shooting. And that's probably got a lot to do with, the consistency that he shot the ball with. But I would say that his improvement as a player kind of transcends just his shooting. He's obviously learning which ones to take and he's gaining more confidence with that, but he's gotten better putting it on the floor. He's played in pick and roll. He's gotten better as a transition initiator. And then even defensively, he's done a really good job of, learning the league a little bit. And, I'd say that he's improved on all those things, not just the shooting.
Nate Gallo, Thunder Broadcasting.
Mark, just curious maybe what goes into defensively, how you try to funnel teams into taking the types of shots that you want to. And I ask that just given how well the Clippers shoot the three and your ability so far this season to at least try to eliminate some three-point attempts from opponents.
Well, I mean, it actually starts with the paint. It starts with the rim and it starts with the free throw line. Those every night, those are the most efficient shots. And then, three-point shooting, as everybody knows, is up, across the NBA for a long period of time now. You really can't stop teams from taking them. What you can do is you can influence who takes them and you can influence how contested they are. And that's really, what we focus on is contesting those shots and making, teams make jump shots over a hand. And doing so in a way that doesn't open you up in other ways at the rim and in the paint and with fouling. So, it's a challenge because the players are only getting more confident. They're shooting it with deeper range. They're only shooting it better, top to bottom in the NBA. And so, but the contestedness is a huge deal for us.
Miriam Swanson, Southern California News Group.
Hey there, Coach. Welcome to LA for a few days.
Thank you.
Wondering about Shea. We knew him here in LA a couple years ago as a obviously a special player coming up, and he's developing obviously. But wondered what you see about his competitiveness that really has helped you guys, and how would you describe that part of his persona?
He's obviously really talented, but I think what is so promising about Shea is his intangibles. To your point, his competitiveness, his approach, his professionalism, his maturity. He really, team orientation really appeals to him. He wants to be a part of a team. He wants to enhance a team. He likes seeing his teammates do well. And, as his body continues to develop and as his game continues to develop and as he carries more responsibility, when you add those intangibles to that, for a player of his caliber, it's really exciting, what kind of player he can become. And I think that's kind of happening before our eyes, starting when he was here in LA. And then last year, I thought he took another jump. And then this year, obviously, with the way that our team has changed, it's allowed him to take another leap. And so, we're really excited about him. I know he's really excited. He's done a great job so far.